Welcome, masses. Welcome back to the One Name Podcast. I'm your host, Dapper. There with the big bad hot skull hot edge. Welcome.
There,
There, you there. You're in a shy rock, yeah, say. You train up the militant
fresh,
them.
fresh off a 14-hour drive.
Why? Yeah, that dedication right there. That's the military in you, you know? Yeah, happy belated Veterans Day if we never remember last episode.
Respect.
Yeah, man, but we did delay the recording of our episode for Monday because
Very
Cristiano,
important. Yes.
Cristiano himself drop a little preview, him and Piers Morgan, drop a little preview about a bombshell interview that he recorded last week and wanted to drop before this World Cup. Now, before me even get into the comments, and we get into the meat and potatoes of this thing, just want to say we skipped over what was a very good United performance in our last game before the break. Shout out to Garnacho. Shout out to everybody that contributed. It was a
Shout out to Ericsson.
shout out to Ericsson. But yeah, him finally get him first Man U goal. But yeah, it was a good performance. They make me look nervous, but my side win, and that's the best.
And that's how it should have ended going into the World Cup break. We should have been focusing on World Cup groups and just doing World Cup things. But
yeah, don't touch it yet. So, and again, we have a whole lot of World Cup content that we have recorded. We just wanted to make sure we got this out of the way. We didn't want to give Ronaldo 2 different episodes. Yeah, it probably did sound better in terms of growing the channel, but we don't want to talk and never have the whole of the information. A little bit more preface, if you are a long-time follower of the One Name brand, One Name Sports on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and follow that as well. I did 2 videos last year when Ronaldo was supposed to come, was rumored for leaving Juventus, for lack of a better term.
got bashed for that video.
But now I'm not going to talk about that one. But the first one was, where it was said that he was verbally committed to joining City. And then the second one was, after him changed his mind, I was celebratory, but I did want him join my rival and win the trophy. But just want to say, with that now, I'm getting some of the insight and some of the validation, what I'm going to read.
The info from the horse's mouth.
So I said that to say this. So now, what I'm going to cut out, because I'm not going to go word for word in this interview over everything. For the most part, a lot of what he says about the Glazers and ownership, I agree. A lot of what he says in terms of a lot of the interview was spent on the passing away of his child. Condolences to that. I understand how tough that is, especially when you have to go back into the limelight for that. Now, I don't play that, but that is not really what I care about as a fan. A lot of those things are personal. I don't deal with the Glazers. We have been protesting the Glazers for years. And what he's...
Then take the Man U money and spend it on the Buccaneers.
And then whatever he has going on personally between him and his girlfriend and his kids, that's a private matter. Your condolences go through it. I know it's a tough time, right? I understand all of that. Now, in terms of things that I don't know about, there's no way that we as a regular fan know about the infrastructure of the club. Now, we know that the Glazers weren't investing, but him saying, some of the facilities haven't changed, the technology hasn't upgraded.
Yeah, but he didn't touch on anything that wasn't being talked about before. Mourinho said it, Pogba said it. There's a reason why when Pogba was injured, he went to Dubai or California instead of staying at Carrington, right?
Right. But what I would say is them 2 names that were your name, it's been years. So maybe him saying it is the same, I don't believe that's true. But him saying that it's not at the level of the top clubs, truthfully, Man U is not a top club. We should be, which is what he said in the interview. And I agree with that, but I don't know what he's holding the standard to. So Next time I agree on that, I really don't have any comment.
The man wants a hyperbolic chamber for cryo regeneration. That's what he wants. I don't know. Like, to be honest with you, like Rashford used the facilities and he transferred his body. So it can't be that. I don't think it's that deplorable of a kind. No, for a top club, no, it's not up to standard. And like you were stating that that's one of the reasons why the fans been protesting.
Yeah,
Like,
because
yo,
the
spend
investment isn't
money.
there. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
spend money.
Now, as I said, the format that I'm going to do, I'm going to skip over a lot of those things that we just mentioned, but I'm going to go through the interview, right? All right, Edge, ready?
Yeah, man.
All right. So the first thing Piers Morgan asked, first thing, why, me could touch that question. Why Piers Morgan? I know am I a bridging, but this is a known big Arsenal fan. So at no point did you think, maybe not him.
I think it's strategical. It's strategic. You know why? Because throughout the course of the interview, he started giving praise to Arsenal.
You
So
say much I said to move?
yes, yes, I
Well,
feel that's what it is. Like, because
maybe it don't make sense though.
he tried the Chelsea train, didn't work. Well, Tuchel made sure to nip that in the bud and lost his job because of it. So no, who's next to try it? Try it like no other. Which other big club gonna take him? Like
All right,
Liverpool would never
all right,
look
all right.
his way.
We're gonna touch upon that. All right. At the start, it says the Piers Morgan, which not really asked much interesting things, but that's another thing too. I'm not gonna touch on his little comments on social media and why them love him. I don't care about that. So, anyways,
Nah,
moving on. Why are you doing this interview right now? He said because it's the right time and because I like you, Piers Morgan. Ronaldo on overtaking Messi's kit sales. He says, yes, I feel happy about that. I don't follow records. Records follow me. No, that is a dumb record. Nah, I like you. But it set the course of some of these answers that we're going to get. So the first relationship we're going to talk about, right?
take
Is it
a take a note of that. Him saying he don't follow records, records follow him. Take a note of that. For when I do a wrap up on all of this.
all
So
right?
go ahead.
So the first relationship we're going to speak on is him and Solskjaer. He says, I love Solskjaer. He was a top person because what I keep inside my heart, it's the heart of the person. And Ole, for me, is a top person. It's hard to assume the role after Sir Alex, but I think he did a good job. Hold on, second part. He needed much more time, but I never doubt that you're going to be a good coach in the future. It was a good experience. I was pleased to work with him even for a short time.
You got that man fired. Like, bro, like that's like adding insult to injury, bro. Like,
Listen, I can't even say it. Let me just say that. I can't, I disagree with you right there because him alone didn't get Solskjaer fired, right? It was team performances. I will say that for one. But
all right. So
this,
now, all
the
right,
way
you
I
said
was,
that.
the way I,
You said that, right? You said that, right?
yeah.
Is but Solskjaer was doing a lovely job before he decided he wanted to go to a rival until Sir Alex said, "No, you can't do it. Come over here." So yes, he got that man fired. I'm sorry, but he got that man fired. You should have stayed at Turin or went to Saudi Arabia for 350 million.
Listen, I already reached this yet, but it's funny that in this, right? So he's saying that Ole, he's a nice guy, he's a top person. Top person don't mean top coach. And it's funny because later on in this interview, he talks about top coaches, right?
Yes.
But top person, I thought you're Bridget. Like, it's cool that Solskjaer is your friend and he's friendly and he respect you on the level that you're looking for. But that doesn't mean he was a good coach for you or for you within the team. Clearly
Yes.
not, because he got fired. He wasn't getting the performance that he should have out of you and the team altogether. So you saying he's a top person? That's fine. That's like you broke up with a girl and tell her, I say, yo, you know what? You can't really cook, you know. But we gotta break up because you're a terrible person. What do you really compare? Like him being a top person or being a good person has nothing to do with his coaching skills. So you saying that means nothing. That means absolutely nothing. Then the next person you get to, he says on Ragnar. Now, may I read the whole thing because in let's me read it. So after him say, Solskjaer, I need more time. He says, on Ragnar, I respected him. We have to call him boss because he assumed the job. All the coaches that I've had in my career, I call them boss because they assumed the job. We have to call him in that way. But in the end, deep inside me, I never saw Ragnar as the boss because I saw some points that I never could agree. I respect any coach, every different approach, different opinions, different mentality, but kind of some points that I just don't agree with. I've had past managers, the best coaches in the world, Zidane, Ancelotti, Mourinho, Fernando Santos, Allegri. So I have some experience because I've learned from them. But how do you sack Ole and you're supposed to bring in a top manager, not a sports director?
That's the end of
That's
Ragnarok.
that's the Ragnarok part.
Okay, so now
So
let
he
me
praise
let
him and say, yo, he's my
yeah,
boss.
yeah. Okay, so watch this now, right? So Manu shot themselves in the foot with the Ragnarok situation when they appointed him as interim manager. You see that word interim? Man's not gonna listen to nothing you gotta say because they know you're not getting the job. So no, no, that was Manu's mistake, right?
Right.
This man was the father of the press. That man came in and for one game he made y'all press. We was like, oh Lord, this is how Manu's gonna play. We gonna die, you know what I mean? And that man never ran like that ever in his life. And he had to. That's probably what made him realize, oh, Manu's facilities is shit. Cause
Can't
bro,
recover in time.
yeah. So he was like, nah, y'all gotta start spending some money, bro. Look what this man just did to us. He ran us into the ground, and ever since that, I think after that game, Ragnarok lost the team, bro. Like, cause they came back and we never saw that. You know what that game reminded me of? That game reminded me of that game that Jamaica played in Washington D.C. versus the U.S. and whipped them when we dominated possession, looking like prime Barcelona tiki taka, right?
Yeah, yeah.
No, that yo, and for him to be saying, "Oh yeah, he's the boss," this, that, and the third, and turn around and talk about like, bro, just insult the man and don't
All
say
right.
nothing nice
So
about it.
so that you see this now, this is a prime example of him. We use that term we're very familiar with. This is a prime example of him moving the goalposts, right? Because later in the interview, he says he's a leader that doesn't like to give instruction. He likes to show and have people follow it, right? So you going around calling this man boss, but at the end, you know to yourself, say, yo, I don't respect him, right? I don't respect his ideas. No, but now I say I go outwardly do it. But if this a manner where we know an interim and everybody I look upon you, Ronaldo, as the legend of legends, and he
Yeah,
must say, yo, press, 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 press. And he was like, we don't need to press. Or I'm
yeah, I'm
tired.
not. I'm
Or
not pressing. So, you're gonna expect the rest of the team to press?
see what
If
I'm
you're
saying?
saying if you're saying that you're a leader, but you just expect people to follow, then if you're not pressing, you think right, like if the front line is pressing, right? So, say for example, Sancho goes, Rashford goes, but you stand still. What's the sense of them two going if you're not moving? So you're not leading by example.
And
So
even worse than that, right? So he says he and this is what's so crazy. So he spent more time with Ragnarok than he did with Ole, right? And it's clear there's some like favoritism or, people, and he said it in another part where people like him, he likes, and people who he don't like him, he don't got time for. Okay, cool. We know the ego is what push you in your career or whatever. But you spend more time with Ragnarok. Ragnarok could have used some time too. Same way I say, oh, they could have used some time. Ragnarok could have used it because he didn't have a training camp. Imagine Ten Hag jumping in the middle of the season and being like, yo, press. We the fullbacks, you're gonna tuck in. You're gonna play in the midfield. And my wingers, you're just gonna stay on the wing. Like, it didn't mean like, no, we need a little more training with this. We need to know how to push the whole team up. Like, it's a drastic change to make. So if you as Ronaldo, the legend of legends isn't buying in when I didn't have time to adequately show my ideas, I'm lose the locker room. And no wonder the board ain't going back me. You know what I mean?
And that's exactly what happened. Because we got the biggest jersey seller in the locker room making money for the Glazers who don't want to spend money on equipment, right? No, you should be setting an example. You're not. The attitude transfers. Like, if I'm going into work and we supposed to repair 2 elevators for the entire day, and the lead mechanic, or I'm the lead mechanic, and I say, yo, we just gonna chill till 3 o'clock, and then we're gonna put the elevator back in service and say we serviced it. And the rookie see me do that. You like, bro, and I'm making the same money, and the senior mechanic doing that. I'm gonna do the same thing too. And guess what? After a while, all the elevators gonna be down. And guess what? You gonna ask the question, what happened? Oh, he didn't service it. He said, yo, it's good to just shut it down for a while and put it back in service.
No,
the machine gonna break.
Here's where you correct now. So this transition right into the next part of his thing, right? So he's talking about the young players. He says it doesn't surprise me, but in some way it's a bit of a shame because they have the best example in front of their eyes. And if they don't at least copy what I did, it's kind of weird. I remember when I was 18, 19, 20, I always looked at the best players. Van Nistelrooy, Ferdinand, Keane, Giggs. This is why I have the success that I have on the longevity. I'm not the kind of guy who likes to give advice. I prefer to be an example. I'm in here every morning doing the same stuff. I'm probably the first to arrive and the last to go. I think the details speak for themselves. That's the end of him young player rant. So because the young player then...
So the same men that you would claim you look up to, you call them same men's rats?
No, hold on. No, before we reach this up. He's saying because the young players, all of them now run over and are patting on them back. And I say, yes, anything you do in the boss.
All L King CR7. All L King CR7.
Because of what you not... No, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Parts of what he's saying is correct. If you say that certain things are going wrong, you would expect some of the players to follow you on some of the things. But you
know what I think he wants? He wants them to emulate him and be on his side in everything he does in that locker room. And because they're not doing that, because they're trying to be responsible for their own career, like he's trying to be responsible for his own career, and it's about to implode on him. Because guess what?
Well, Anna, I have another conspiracy theory. We're going right along with that. You see, if him did get the captain's armband, he wouldn't have said that.
But he got it.
No.
Oh, you talking about over Bruno?
No, when he got there.
Okay, yes. Which started the split between him and Maguire. Which started the run of a vein of bad form from Maguire. Because he was worried about losing his club captaincy to CR.
I don't know, but what I'm saying is, if he's not a talker and I'm supposed to be an example. I feel like I'm the example, I'm the model citizen, I am the Man U player. And
Yeah, but
Maguire is my captain.
you wasn't showing up for Man City games. You wasn't showing up for Chelsea games. You wasn't showing up for these important games under Ragnarok, which like
I'm just
man,
saying, not even that. That's what I'm saying. We're not even going to say yet. But because he wasn't the captain and the players weren't listening to him, he probably felt if I was captain, maybe they would have listened. And that's why everybody sucks except for me.
bro,
This is complete. This is last year
bro,
right now. We're not reached
but
this
but
season yet. We're not reached Ten Hag.
but watch how I'm gonna address that thing, that old scenario where you're saying because he wasn't the captain, this, that, and the third, right? You gotta remember where Martial, like, so he's expecting Martial and Anthony and Rashford to fall in line, right? But been these men finished second without you. Remember what happened when Mourinho came in and he got Rashford and Martial clicking like a well-oiled machine?
Yeah.
And then we blocked City from getting Alexis Sanchez, another number 7, and which essentially caused Mourinho's job in the end, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now we repeated it again with Ronaldo. Only difference is this time Martial went out on loan and Rashford,
He
all
was
he knew how to
injured.
do,
He was
well,
injured.
he was injured, but when he came back, all he knew how to do is blast the ball, his power shot. Like he went into the gym and was like, yo, you know what? It's leg day every day. So no, you think he could break the keeper's arm. But bro, it's the same thing. We brought him in trying to block, and I get why we did it. We're trying to block one of our rivals from getting somebody that could take them over the top, right? So if City doesn't win the Champions League this year, we could say we were successful in preventing them from lifting that trophy because we took the we took the hit. We took the hit and
Maybe.
because that's the only good that's coming from this right now.
I can't even say it's good. But before we even go into them conspiracy theory, we'll move on. So again, on the young players, this is what he said. He says, the younger players with the best mentality. Diego Dallo, he's young, he's professional. There's no doubt he's
Bro,
gonna have longevity in football.
he
Hold
only
on up.
he,
And Martinez. That's
Martinez is
it.
not a young player.
He is now.
No,
He's
he
about
said
24.
Casemiro. He said
He said Casemiro,
Casemiro
but
too.
Casemiro is not a younger player. I'm saying from the younger players. So that says to me, right? If I am Anthony, if I am Rashford,
If
if
I'm
I am
Garnacho,
Sancho, if I'm Garnacho don't really count because I wouldn't say Garnacho is more academy than he is young, like even younger than that. So I mean, like, if Garnacho, like Ronaldo upon Garnacho, when he's talking about young players, he's talking about Rashford, Sancho,
Martial,
Martial.
all the men them that fell one down in the pecking order because you couldn't cut it at Turin, so you came over here to disrupt
You
what
know
we
what it
had
is?
going on.
You know what it is? And I'll say this. There is a respect that the players had for Ronaldo when he came in. Now, part of injuries with Martial and Rashford, part of bad form, whatever you might be, but also part of them being on the sideline and watching the club crash and burn last year. They must say, you know what? I'm trying
We
to
no,
compete. I want to compete.
but guess what? With the club crashing and burning last year, he was the only one that got any glory. While everybody else was saying, "Oh, Martial is done. Rashford is a bum.
No, no,
This,
no,
that,
no, no.
and the
But that's what
third."
I'm saying. Everything they were trying to feed him last year, and it never worked. So this year, especially
No,
under Ragnarok, I mean
it
under
worked.
Ten Hag,
It worked for him because he finished third in scoring. It worked for him. So they was
right?
like, "Yo, it's about time we worry about the bigger picture, which is team." So that's why you got the camaraderie between them and then him. So
But
it's
as we said, with his
so it's
comment right here, with him saying they don't have the mentality, So now when me are like you going back, like if me a Rashford, if me a Martial, if me a Sancho, Bridget, me don't want to hear nothing what you have to say going forward. Innit? You can't
No,
tell me nothing. Don't ask me for
I,
no
I'm
ball pass to you.
I'm giving you the Bruno treatment in that locker room. I'm giving you the code, like, bro. I'm just doing this for the camera, but you a F boy. Like, don't talk to me, bro. Like,
So
and
then,
especially if you're a man that came to the academy in Rashford, like if he comes back to Carrington, bro, like I expect everybody to treat him like somebody that has leprosy, bro. Like I don't want to catch what you got, so stay away from me. Like
that's what I feel like is more um, irreparable than anything else. Because Ten Hag, yeah, all right, we're soon reach Ten Hag comments, but Ten Hag is a coach. At the end of the day, you're a tool. You know what I mean? Like I got to worry about your feelings and all of that. But if you can get me results, I don't care. Like you can
yeah,
respect me or whatever. But if you perform, I don't care. But the players, we leave that alone.
yes,
We move forward. So the next thing he commented, he said, I was close to joining Man City in 2021. I was surprised they tried so hard to sign me. Now, this is a personal thing for me because some man looked at me and said
if
that
it didn't, if it didn't drop out of the horse's mouth,
it
it
never
didn't.
happened.
The horse didn't say nah or whatever the horse say.
Yeah, that
What
money.
is that?
But yo,
We are
and
gonna
that
call him
goes,
donkey. We are calling. He never say hee haw.
but
Whoops,
so this is no shooting a little before. This then goes to the transfer rumors from this summer, right? With he saying all of the media saying they didn't want him. That's not what we said. But we don't want to skip too far. We could just move in order. He said out of his mouth, I was close to joining City. So then the next thing he touched on, well, this I first mentioned in Mecca Ten Hag. Though, did you know Ten Hag before his arrival? He said a little bit through his job at Ajax. But going back to the way he was making comments about the young players, he says they have a lot of distraction. No, um, new technologies, but that's why you born with 2 years. One you can use for one thing and one for the other one. But it seems none of them now listen to him, so him not really, really too like that. Then this gets a little bit into the ego. We don't care about this much, but this is important. So he says, on a constant criticism, the press criticized me even more. Sometimes I don't understand. Even the Portuguese press, they criticize me. I still believe it's that jealousy is a part of it. I don't like to read newspapers because I know 90% of the time it's lies. They're garbage. They don't say the truth. They lie and constantly attack me and my family. But on being the most followed person on Instagram, it's good. I feel proud of that. It means a lot. It means that people like me too. I'm charismatic. It's not because I play good football, but the rest is relevant. It's not just because I play good football, but the rest is relevant. You have to be charismatic. You have to be good. You have to be good looking too. And he wanted to say an appealing fruit. Let's just say a strawberry.
this Botox Kim Kardashian um
They said the man is a dolly.
friggin' Ken from Barbie.
Man said the man is man, I Ken does.
Ken Ken from the Barbie dolls that
Yo,
look you
the
soon see
man
my
said,
drive with the Barbie mobile name, with that Jeep the name,
we
a
don't know,
pink
but
Jeep.
yo,
You soon see my drive a
yeah,
pink Jeep.
yo, but the man say, yo, a
You know what
jealousy.
it is? He's having a midlife crisis, bro. It's like the trauma of him losing a child, plus the fact that I'm not that guy anymore. I'm playing in the Europa League.
You know what? You're kind of right because I will say there's a lot that I'm skipping, and he goes back to it back and back again about how losing the kid brought him closer to his family, to his kids, how he had to explain that to his young kid. Remember, he got young kids.
Yes, you do.
How with him girlfriend, it was a very hard situation because he had to go right back to play football.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. But
I mean, how much time is enough time when you just lost a kid? You know what I'm saying?
well, on that note, I'll sympathize with him because
Right,
me being a father myself, like my
right,
world would come tumbling down if I lose a child, right?
exactly.
No, on
So
that part, I'll sympathize with him,
right,
right?
but that's what I'm saying. But
No,
wait,
the
wait, wait, wait,
other,
wait, wait, before you but the other thing that I would say is, yeah, he speaks about that a lot. He speaks about the respect that he got. He got a letter from the Queen. He got respect from the Liverpool fans. You know what I mean? The fans them clap theme. So he has so many kids and they're so close. Even from when he had just joined Man U, he moved there with his mother and his brother there. So he's a very big family man. So this will set up what happened in the summer. But when I reach there, so yeah, go
but
on with the answer now.
but hold on. So now with him, like I said, I'll sympathize with him on this end till the very end, and this is the only reason why I'm only gonna say hashtag Stuck Your Mother CR7. I think he's suffering from trauma, some kind of PTSD, bro. Like he need to go see a psychiatrist because the things that he's doing are insane. Like he's calling former teammates rats. He's calling, you know what I'm saying? He's saying Rooney's jealous of him because he looks better than him. He's saying he looks like a fruit. All this crap, like he's suffering. It's like he's suffering from mid. He's like a combat veteran who's suffering from PTSD and don't know how to deal with it, and don't. So he just goes on ranting about random stuff. So I'm saying,
He
bro,
literally said, and we're gonna get to it in a bit, but he literally said he had comments on because Roy Keane supports him. So he's like, oh, Roy Keane was the best captain, and Rio Ferdinand supports him. Oh, Rio Ferdinand's my friend. He was my neighbor, but then Rooney and
Root
Neville, they were never my friends. And I was like, well, would your
and that's
comment
a
have
lie.
been which
That
no. I won't say that because he's literally come on his mouth and said, I think Scholes had said it, and I think Giggs too, that they never had any conversation. He was
yeah,
like,
but at the end of the day, Pete, like these mans is not out here giving interviews saying you are or none of that. They're not calling you out your name. Like there should be some level of mutual respect there where you be like, I, I, we didn't see eye to eye. I don't want to talk about them. So sometimes it's better not to say anything than to
CR7,
than to
CR7
say
is
the wrong thing.
he's one of them people where I understand why he doesn't give interviews. He needs a publicist
He
because
does. He
the
does.
same
He
the same
does.
way that
For
they
that for
filter,
damage control like this.
yeah,
Because you gotta remember a question was asked in the group today, right? Is Ronaldo a bigger legend than Rooney? And
for Manu, for Manu.
for Manu, we're only talking about Man. Manu is all that matters right now, right? So I even Manu is all that matters. But anyway, is CR7 a bigger legend than Rooney? We could call him R10, right? No, he's not.
I mean, we know that.
So now, for you to be calling a man that did more for this club, not for clubs, but did more for this club than you will ever do, because ain't no way he's gonna score 254 goals for Manchester United.
Yeah.
So I'm saying. So
Yeah,
now,
when I saw that today, I was just like, all right, that right there, that's
yeah,
more, yeah,
he's he
that
needs
draw the
help.
line. Yeah,
He
no,
needs help. He
that
needs
draw the
help.
line. That said to me, say, all right, even if
Go invest in some therapists, bro. And not only for you, for your entire family, because this gotta be affecting his kids. Because just imagine his kids in school being trolled. You know what I'm saying? Because
You think
they're
you think Ronaldo's kids go to school? I homeschool them. Homeschool, man. They ain't going to no school, man.
yeah, you're right.
So then he. All right. So make we go. Let me just read it. Right. So Ronaldo on if money competition motivates him more. He says the records, adrenaline. But let's be
Personal accolades, you should have said.
right. The last few years, football has changed. It's more of a business, to be honest. I see football peers the last years as a business. I saw many things that I'm disappointed in. The passion for the game is still intact, but in the same way, I saw other things as well, which surprised me. It's part of business because I see the world how it is at the moment. It's all business. So that's more on the Glazers thing. Again, they run it like a business. There's been many arguments in the past. We need some more football brains around the club to make footballing decisions. So I get it. And I'll even go back and say, 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, when we never have a sporting director, we never have a director of football, it was worse. It was worse. Like we had Ed Woodard making decisions, just buying recklessly with no, no aim in mind. There was no filter between what the board would put up money for and what the coach want. It was literally the coach can just have to make the
Yeah,
strongest argument.
Ends Van de Beek.
Leave Van de Beek alone. All right. So then moving from there, right? Why the question was why them leave early? Him said, Pierce, to be honest with you, this was in the summer, the last preseason game. Pierce, to be honest with you, it was something that I regret to leave the stadium. Yeah, maybe no. It's difficult to tell 100%, but let's just say I regret leaving the preseason game. But in the same way, no, he was confused, right? So me leave that alone, right? Hold on, let me follow back up. He says it was not allowed for me. No, hold on. No. Right, here we go. In that game, 8 players did the same thing, but they only, talking about the media, spoke about me like the black sheep, which is completely understood. Okay, it's done. I apologize to the coach. For me, that chapter is closed. Now, that is a man that is very nearsighted because that is when I were bridging them. That's how he thinks. Hey, I did this in this situation, so it dead when me done with it. But you have to understand, Ragnarok was begging for you to return whole summer. No, he did
No,
say
not Ragnarok. Ten Hag.
Ten Hag was begging for you to return whole summer. Oh, we don't know. Maybe he didn't know, right? Or maybe he didn't care. Or maybe it was just
And
he
you
didn't
returned and then left early.
right, but it was just like, maybe it was a fact that he accepted why Ronaldo wasn't there. But the media is the media. The media didn't know why you weren't there. He said in the interview it was because, he wanted to spend some time with his family during this tough time. Maybe Ten Hag knew this, but the media don't. So the media just kept asking Ten Hag, where's Ronaldo? Where's Ronaldo? Where's Ronaldo? And that's going to feed into more and more rumors, right? Cool. But all said and done, I've been waiting for you all summer. We weren't even sure that you were going to return. Then you return. I will say, you know what I mean? We try finally back. We try to get you a little bit fit. We need you around the camp. So I'm trying to show support for you and you as the leader, the icon, the legend of legends, leave early. That's not a leader thing to do.
No, but you know what happened with that? I think what happened after that, the other 8 players that left with him, after what happened and he got murdered in the media, I think he lost support of them guys too, because he probably went back in the locker room and started pointing fingers and be like, but he left early too. And so they got their punishment. And they was like, you know what?
He did say, and I'll read that part too. He did say that's how it was last year. No, he said that, and I was just like, so they were allowed to leave early last year. It couldn't have been preseason because Ronaldo didn't play any preseason games for us last year.
No.
So players are allowed to leave early during the season? I doubt that. So I don't know what he was talking about. But either way, you've known this coach now. Let's say you've been
Hey, be
around this coach
careful.
now.
Hey, be careful what you say right there because they're gonna say it came from the horse's mouth, so that's to be true.
All right, it's true, but it's a new coach either way. So
So
wouldn't you want to
new
put your
coach,
best
new
foot
rules.
forward?
Yeah, exactly. Especially after not being there entire preseason. I don't get. Oh, you weren't there. What else you gotta do, motherfucker? We're paying you $500,000 a week. Like, bro, you should be closing the fucking door. Like, I don't get it, bro. You're talking about this is a business. Because remember, he did not commit to the club until after he collected that bonus. Remember that bonus we were talking about?
Yeah.
Where until the new season started, right? So he didn't say anything, do anything until he collected that bonus. So forget about him losing his kid and all of this, right? Which we already sympathize with that. But this man ain't saying nothing about nothing until he collected his bonus. Soon as he collected his bonus, all of a sudden, here it comes on um on on Fabrizio Romano. Oh, he's looking into Bayern Munich, especially after
Hold on, hold on.
Lewandowski
Yeah,
was
you can't
rumored
you
with.
can't get into that unless Ronaldo say it's not it no go so. So let's leave that alone. We'll move on. So off the point that he's saying that he he understood that he was labeled the black sheep and he apologized to the coach. He said, I understand that he's in a new job. Manu was so bad the last 5 years that they should clean house. Let's just say it in that way. But I'm not going to give you points when you don't do the same procedure for every player. I'm not going to mention the players, but they don't get the same treatment.
Bro, Garnacho was on punishment from preseason up until 4 weeks ago.
So, but even that, I don't, that doesn't matter so much. But here's what I'm going to say, right? He's saying that he should be treated, follow what I'm saying,
Like the other players.
like the other players. But then when it comes time for you to play, you got to give me all the respect.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So you're confused. You, he's a Kardashian.
So he's
a male Kardashian.
He wants
That's all it
special
is.
treatment when it comes to punishment, right? Yo, 8 other players went out. Why are you playing favorites? Because you're Ronaldo. You are Ronaldo. You should have known better. You wouldn't do this if it was Zidane, Ancelotti, whoever there. You're not giving me no respect. So exactly. I gotta say, yo, Ronaldo, yeah, yes. Right now, I was with all of them money. We toured Thailand with the whole of them. They ain't doing that, but they saw you do it, and they left with you. So yeah, I'm gonna be a little more harsh on you because, as you said, you're the leader of men, legend of legends. And you don't like that, cool. But may I set the precedent? You're the one that wasn't here all summer.
So yes, you wasn't accessible to the rules that I was dropping while we were on preseason tour or at Carrington training. So now you're back and you did this. I gotta drop the hammer on you. I have to. He had to.
So
because if he didn't, he would have lost that locker room from that day on.
Right. And so we continue. So he said, oh, the press blew it up, made it so big. It's because probably the communication wasn't the best. I really understand in the beginning because I didn't do the preseason, I don't play. So he's like, oh, I came back from preseason. I missed preseason, so I don't play. But the further we went into the season and further than that, I don't play and I don't understand it. There's other things that people don't know. I'm not going to hide the fact that the coach empathy levels is not good. I'm honest. Ten Hag doesn't respect the way.
Hold on. So the GOAT is asking for empathy
with his child situation. because that's the reason why he wasn't there in the preseason. But that shouldn't. What he's saying is that shouldn't be the reason why
He's not playing.
he's not playing. Like the coach dismissed him because he wasn't there, but he wasn't there for a valid reason. So he's saying the coach never have the empathy. The coach never hold him spot for him, even though the coach never trained with him before. So there's no empathy there, right? Hold on, let me finish the point. So then he says, Ten Hag doesn't respect me the way I deserve. But it is what it is. This is why I left the game against Tottenham. He says, after not playing him against City, all it was excuses. I see excuses. I saw many things that I don't want to criticize because he has a different opinion of me. Ten Hag chose the players that he think is better for the team. I respect that, but excuses all the time. The excuses have short legs. Cannot excuse all the time, which is the thing that doesn't make sense. Okay, you don't put me in against City because of the respect for my career. But you want to put me on for 3 minutes against Tottenham. It doesn't make sense. If a coach wants to give me 5 minutes, if someone is injured or if they really need me, I will help. But in that way, I felt that I was being provoked because of that game, but also before.
No,
hold on.
listen.
I want to find the last part of it. He says, I think that was a strategy from the club for me to react that way. I was very, very disappointed in the communication of Man U. Let me read that again. I think that was a strategy from the club for me to react that way. I was very, very, very disappointed in the communication of Man U.
So
what the fuck is he talking about?
Let me ask you this. Man U did tie one neck around the goat neck, one rope around the goat neck and drag him down the tunnel. No, me remember when we under 6. A 6 with the under or 4? When him and Dotty Maguire up on the bench and laugh. You remember that? When them pan the camera around and him and laugh. You're lucky you even get named on the bench after that. Because remember, Ten Hag come out and say, remember when Ten Hag came to this team, bro, he said the results is a direct reflection of who? The coach, right?
Yeah.
So, you up on the bench, I laugh off of my team, I get 6 at the time, right? I laugh. You and the man we couldn't get along, sit down there, I talk on down the breath, and I laugh off my man, them I pick up 6. Zane? And then you expect the man to win, and forgot put you on to make you go get credit for your win. No, go play a garbage minutes.
Hold on, let me finish up where he says, let me just find it. Don't tell me that top players, the guys that want everything, the key players will play 3 minutes. Come on. This is unacceptable after what they kept saying before, that they respect me, that they do this, that they do that. For me, that is not respect. This is why I take the decision I regret. I apologize to my teammates. I did a post on Instagram. I regret that I left from the stadium. I regret that my teammates know what I felt, and I said to them, I apologize. But in the same way, I don't regret the decisions to not come on. The coach didn't respect me, so this is why the relationship is the way it is. It's not easy. I kept saying to the press that he kept saying to the press that he comes to me, speaks with me, he likes me, blah, 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 blah. But that is only the press, 100%.
Okay, we know how to be diplomatic. Why you can't be diplomatic? When you scored your 700 club goal, your personal accolade, you collected the ball, you stayed there, you clapped with the fans, you did all of this. So why, when you was given 3 minutes, why didn't you come on for 3 minutes and celebrated the win with us against a top 4 side? Now, you see how contradictory he is?
Let me be completely honest.
It's all about him or nothing at all.
Let me be completely honest, right? Completely honest. I get what he's saying. I understand it. I get it. For a player, for you to say to me, yo, because he's saying, what's the point, right? Versus Man City, we were 3 goals down. We let's say we were pushing for the win then, right? We could have used some more goals. I'm a goal scorer. Why you know put me on the field? But you said to the press, you said we didn't need his goals and we were already losing. Out of respect, I wouldn't play. Cool. So versus Tottenham, we don't need the goals. So what you put me on the field for 3 minutes for? There's no point. There's no impact that you can make. You just, honestly, disrespect me as a player. Yo, you said versus City, I was needed. Versus this, I'm not needed. So you put me on the field for. And you know I wanted to play.
But bro, at the end of the day, the club is paying you 500,000 for the week. If me I go give you 90 minutes or 90 seconds, you better go up on the field. So no, so he should have gotten fined for that. Man, you created this demon, you know. And we create that demon there, you know. Cause you see from the preseason, you see them they fine your ass clock, and you see when he walk off in a Tottenham game, see them they fine him. He wouldn't. You think he would have the balls now for go do interview?
Listen,
He would have chosen words wisely in this interview.
you are
But no,
listen, you are 1,000% correct. But in terms of if anybody said to me, if somebody objectively asked, did Ten Hag disrespect Ronaldo in this instance? Yeah. But after that, after the suspension, we'll get into the suspension in a little bit. But after the suspension, Ten Hag gave him the armband. I'm playing 90 minutes back to back to back. So even Ten Hag, I even saw it. That was supposed to be the peace offering. Yo, you know what? I was right. Your part of it, you got suspended. My part of it, I say, you know what? You're true. It was kind of disrespectful.
A show of faith. A show of faith. Here's the captain's armband. Because he could have slapped that captain's armband on
De Gea.
DD, on De Gea, or he could have just started Maguire. Because Maguire was healthy.
So that's to me anyway. But yes, we're going to talk about the suspension. He says, I think that was a strategy for the club to make me react that way. Hold on. Where that part? Did I skip it? Hold on. Like he said something like, oh yeah, I remember arriving home and my son saw me and says, Daddy, did you not go to the game? I said, no, because the club punished me for 3 days. This is during the Chelsea suspension. He said, to be honest, I never had a problem with any club, with any coach. They suspended me for 3 days, which I felt was a lot. And at this level of club sport, it was a shame. My son says, how are they going to punish you? You're the best player in the world. You're not going to play? I said, no, I'm not going to play because I was not behaving. And he said, you're not behaving. And then he turned it into a teaching moment with his son. But he says, but suspending me for 3 games, for me, I think it's too much. Then they made fire in the press, which really disappointed me. Don't tell me that top players, the guys who want everything, the key players will play 3 minutes. Come on, this is unacceptable. After what they kept saying, that they respect me and they do this and that. So then
keep himself quiet and don't react to Ten Hag's actions. If you just sit on the bench and be a professional and collect him 500,000, nobody would have gotten wind of, oh, Ten Hag tried to put you on for 3 minutes. But because of his spoiled Brattian, Kardashian, Instagram superstar, oh, don't disrespect, oh, dare you disrespect the goat and give him 3 minutes? Then the press caught wind of it. Now, I'm going to just close this out, bro. And just...
No, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. Don't close nothing. Don't close nothing. Hold on. So, he ended that with the coach didn't have any respect for me. So this is why the relationship is the way it is, right? He said, I will say again, the fans will always be in my heart. I hope they'll be on my side, even if I'm back or if I'm not, if I stay or whatever. Nobody's perfect. I will always commit mistakes.
All right. Here's what I'm gonna say about that now. I'm gonna get very like so in my whoop because he know what him did. He know what he did. No, let me just adjust everything. Let me try just adjust everything in adjust, right?
Mm,
So now, because of your actions, Ten Hag reacted. Because you walk off of the field, you get banned. But you say, yo, you're the goat. You command respect. So you're supposed to get more than 3 minutes. You're not buying into the man's. Well, clearly, you don't respect him because you never respect the father of the press. You press one time, and you never. And after that, the man lose the locker room because partly because of his interim tag, right? Now let's move forward to the Ten Hag era, right? Where sympathies, my condolences to your loss of your child as being a parent myself. Now, moving past that, Ten Hag said, well, in getting extended break, Ten Hag said, I'm not going to play Ronaldo because he got to get match fit, right? Ten Hag was playing it perfect. Now, things happened, Martial went down. So we had to hurry, we had to speed up your return, right? You came back, you was out of form because you ain't trained, because you left early for preseason when we could have worked on something after preseason when the preseason game was finished. But because you're the great Ronaldo, just like somebody else we know that don't show up for preseason. You're the great Ronaldo. You will find a way.
Oh,
You're too.
for those who don't know, it's Aaron Rodgers. So
Yes,
yeah,
I'm same one. But anyway, let moving right along. Now you're out of form for country and for club. Now you can't say it's Ten Hag coaching while you're not scoring.
wait. He does. Oh, look, let me read that part there, right? So hold on. He says, when I arrive to Manchester, I will always be available to help the team to do good things. It's hard when they cut your legs and they don't like you to shine and they don't listen to your advice. I think I have words to advise the club because the trophies I've won individually and collectively. I think I can help a lot, but when the infrastructure is not good, what can I do? I now going to talk about hold on. So he then says, if the people surrounding me are helping me to be successful, especially the coach, the president, and the directors, then you will feel the right energy surrounds
Bro,
you. If
bro,
not, it is
bro.
difficult for you. Well, it is difficult for you to be yourself, which is what happened to me. So he is literally saying, because of Ten Hag, the board, and the directors, that's why he's not performing.
Let me ask you something. I gotta ask you one big question, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, anything a human doing in life when him work, what's the biggest compensation he expect? What's the what's one of probably to be paid, right?
Listen,
To
you
be
don't
paid, right?
listen. Money is no
Man,
object. Money is nothing to Ronaldo, right? For use a very famous phrase from a friend of mine of ours in the group chat. Money is nothing to Ronaldo.
oh then give me back the 500, give me back everything. I'm
But
play for free. Who
what
will
I know,
start every game?
right?
Because
But for
bro,
him
you
to say,
what more support do you want from a club that's paying you five? You're the bro. I
hold
think
on now,
isn't he the highest paid player in the Premier League?
hold on now. Here's my question, right? And this is where it doesn't make any sense. No, don't get me wrong. If you're around bad energies and people you don't like, you don't act in your full character. I understand what he's saying there. But Ronaldo, as he said before, is the most followed person in the world. right?
No,
So you
I don't
have,
care.
well, no. But this is what I'm saying. Follow my point. If you have 500 million people that are cheering you on, and you have $500 million, you have a loving family, the entire Man U fan base love you, all of the player them love you. Who is the coach, the directors, and the owners to you? You have to me say these 6 people, Ten Hag more so than anybody else, but the directors, the owners that who don't come no game, don't understand the sport, and the
One,
directors who have nothing to do with you, they're affecting your form. No, and then make you miss the Willie Golden versus ammonia, pneumonia, and then make you can't score versus Sheriff.
and then make your national, and then make your national team a booyah.
I Ten Hag do that, and the board did that for you. The mentality monster, the man who have all the mentality, and only 3 players in the club have female mentality. He got affected by 3 people. The owners are never there. The director, who you don't have a deal with because it's in the middle of the season, and the coach who's playing you. Help me understand how that makes sense.
Yo, let me show you something. I gotta tell one thing me have to say to Cristiano. Zane? Well, a couple of things, but let me just sum it up. Bro, number 1, I am publicist. Number 2, I am multiple therapists to you and your family. Zane? Right? After that, him no need yoga. You know him need? Shock therapy. Something for shock some sense in him. Something. But from this day forward, after this interview here yesterday, well today Thursday, bro, don't even look upon the United badge ever again. Anything United where you have, send it back before you play your first World Cup game. Do not show back up at Carrington, bro.
This is the last point, because the reason why he might not show up to Carrington is because of a possible transfer. So we're gonna talk about this is our last part. So he said all of the media are foolishness. Bare rumors. How can they say that nobody wanted Cristiano Ronaldo? I denied a $350 million deal from Saudi Arabia. Many clubs wanted me. I scored 32 goals for club and country last year. Many clubs is very vague. You stated, or through your publicist, you know what? He never stated. It was assumed, let's say that he wanted to play Champions League football, right? He never said it, but everybody knew. It's an open secret, right? He wanted to play Champions League football. Saudi Arabia, $350 million. If you wanted money, there you could have went. You want to respect them, but I worship you as a god on earth there. So it's not money, right? You wanted Champions League football. These many clubs that you're talking about that were rumored with you and that wanted you, were any of them Champions League clubs? Because that's what we were referencing to. Hell yeah, a lot of clubs want Cristiano Ronaldo, but they wouldn't have paid your price. They don't want to pay your price. If you would tell any club, you'd have tell Everton, say, yo, Everton, I will come there. I'll play for you guys for 50,000 a week. How of course they would take you. Many clubs are going to put up offers. Shit, a League 2 side put up an offer for Haaland for 28 days yesterday. Right? So, of course, clubs are going to offer. But what is a respectable offer to Cristiano? You want Champions League football? Which Champions League side said, we're going to pay all your wages, give you your number 7, and give you a chance to win the Champions League? Which side
because all of that is going to have to be on the table when the great CR7 comes to town.
So that's what we're saying. Use nuance. Yes, many clubs will always want you. You sell a hell of a lot of jerseys.
Exactly.
You are still a great player. But what team that can compete at the level that you're looking for and pay you, we're trying to get you. Many clubs don't mean nothing.
Bro,
they don't mean a thing.
They sell him. His agent flew to America and spoke to Todd Bowley, whatever the Chelsea owner Chelsea ownership group, uh, chairman or whatever you want to call him name is, got Tuchel fired and and
Sell the man the dream.
and 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 blow up the house that Abramovich built. Because this house is tumbling down,
Yeah.
right? So now, my thing is, bro, like, just go get some help, bro. Because you're talking like you want drugs. He's something is wrong with him, bro. I don't think he's
So no.
because what I expect. You see from this interview, what he said, especially what he said about Rooney and them, saying they are rats. No,
Oh, I didn't even read that part. You're right. Well, yeah, go on.
I expect him later on in his career or later on in his whatever he does after the World Cup, because he's no longer a Manchester United player. So after the World Cup, just imagine him writing a book and calling Zizou, the great Zizou, a rat, calling because now he's gonna say, oh, Zizou made what's the Real Madrid president name?
Perez.
He's gonna say Zizou made Perez sell him. That's what he's gonna say. Oh, he didn't stand up for me. And then he's gonna say, oh, Benzema is a rat, and Casemiro, who is my good friend, oh, he didn't stand up for me and said to Perez, keep me. No, because Perez is a great. Perez has a great eye for talent. He's like, yo, bro, you done. You done. Like, as you clearly said in the last nobody remembers nothing about that Champions League campaign other than his goal against Juve. Remember that?
Yeah.
Nobody else remember anything you did, bro. Like, you was just scoring penalties and tapping. Like,
Yo,
you did nothing, bro.
But now make a disrespect the man like that, right?
No, but that's just where it's like in my Manchester United is a bad it's a bad breakup and it's gonna end ugly. And I don't feel this is not the end of it either.
So all right.
But-
So my final question was, right. Let me put it like this, right? What? Because we both expect him to be done, or he should be done. Let me say not expect, because football world weird, right? But we expect him for never play for Man U again. But what would it take for you to celebrate the next Sue window between now and January? Let's say him play again. What would it take for you to accept him and bring him back in the fold, for say let him continue till June? What would it have take from Ronaldo?
After this shocking interview,
Again, I know it's a tough question. That's why I'm asking. I said, what would it take? Because remember, he filmed this last week. Wasn't available. Well, that's another thing. Wasn't available last week, but filmed this interview. But I'll leave that alone. So what would it take for you to say, you know what, we'll keep him till June?
if he stays, because I don't think he could fix anything between now and January. Because it's so damning. Like, bro, like, there's nothing he could say now that's gonna he's done. I don't it's irreplaceable. No, it can't be fixed. It can't. It can't. It cannot be fixed, bro. I don't see it. Because now Ten Hag is not gonna want to see him in training, bro. After you said all this stuff,
the Ten Hag and the players, because him disrespect the players too.
Yes, and you gotta understand whose name he called in these interviews. He called the Casemiro.
Yeah, the legends too.
He called, right, exactly. He made sure not to step on Sir Alex's foot. Yo, I wish Sir Alex was the young Sir Alex with him fling the shoes and bust Beckham head. I want that him want.
All right. Speaking on that now, would it be? No, this is hypothetical. We know this not gonna happen, but would it be beneficial, or what would be the fallout if Sir Alex came out and said, "Yo, I didn't like that," and reprimand Ronaldo? What do you think would have what would have happened after that? Would you think, like, because I feel like he feels like Sir Alex is the only person who can talk to him. So does that give extra backing to Ten Hag? Is that beneficial? Or are you just say, as you said, Sir Alex will back off and allow the situation alone? So is it better for him to do that, or for him to come out and say, "Yo, I don't like some of the things that Ronaldo said. You know, I'm always Man U first." Would that be beneficial at all, or him just stay quiet and stay in the stands?
I would stay quiet and stay. I would say, Sir Alex, stay quiet, stay in the stands, because I don't want because of this fucking idiot to come now and ruin your reputation as the biggest thing to ever walk into Carrington. Because remember, this is because Sir Alex made one phone call and said, "Yo, don't go to them, come to us." So now this is like he's Sir Alex face. Even though he's talking nice about Sir Alex, it's just like what he said about Ragnarok. Oh, he's the boss, this and the boss that, but he doesn't respect him as a coach. It's the same thing. You're saying all of this about Sir Alex, but then you're saying Rooney's a rat and he doesn't look good and he's jealous of me. The man been retired, bro. Like,
yeah, as I said, when you said that, that was unbelievable. I couldn't believe, and it's because of what Rooney said. Rooney spoke for about 90 seconds, and he said, "Yeah, as he's at the top level, he's one of the best players I've ever seen. But as you get older, you start to slow down." And
but Rooney didn't say anything wrong.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the man said Rooney a rat, and the man, he must be jealous. And I'm like,
here's the crazy thing, right?
Rooney's thinking like, "Yo, me and that man, I got you war."
Exactly.
Champions League or league title.
Exactly. So no matter what y'all had in the background, on the pitch, y'all was brothers in arms. So at least that gotta count for something. That has to count for something.
It's
but for you to come and say, "Yo, the mans don't look good," because you've been under the needle 15 million times.
You know what's funny to me? He big up Roy in saying some of the best players that he took examples from. But at this Rooney had a better career for Man U
than Van
Nistelrooy. But also, Van Nistelrooy was picking on him, which is why Van Nistelrooy gets sold from Man U. People don't remember that. Van Nistelrooy was picking on Ronaldo, and Sir Alex said, "Yo, that done, you have to left. He the future, you gotta go." And that's how Van Nistelrooy got sold to
Watch
Real
this.
Madrid.
I'm gonna give you an example, right? You know how this relationship with him and Sir Alex is gonna end? It's gonna end just like the Mancini and Balotelli relationship. You remember when Balotelli couldn't do no wrong in Mancini's eyes? Remember that? The bib situation, the spinning back heel, out goal kick.
Hold on, I could close it up. You know what? I don't want to talk about Balotelli. I hear about all that. But we could close it up. Let me ask you now. Will you feel pride in wearing your Ronaldo jersey moving forward?
No. There's only two number 7s that played for me. There's only two number 7s that I care about for Manchester United. And that's David Spice Girl breeder Beckham and Eric Cantona. That's the only two number 7s I care about. Until Sancho put it on and do something with it, I don't care about George Best.
Listen, me, I'm sorry. I can't do that. I don't have no problem.
this for me.
I'm wearing my jersey.
No,
I don't give a fuck.
not. I'm not, bro. If I had a Ronaldo jersey, I would burn that motherfucker.
You bugging.
I
You
would,
bugging.
I would take the Man U badge off of it and burn it.
You know why I can't listen. I think too large scale for that. For all of the foolishness where gigs got you, where gigs go on with, I would never get rid of my gigs jersey.
But Giggs didn't disrespect the badge.
But bro, on a big scale, that's we're not getting into it. But on a big scale, that's way worse than he said some things in the media. What he did, no matter what he wants to say, his achievements for Man U, the start that we gave him, cool. This, as you said, is a bad relationship. Them get back together in a workout. True, left that alone. And it's really because, as you said, some unprecedented things go on. A lot of what he said in there about his kids, about the facilities, about hiring Ragnarok, about the owners, fine. But what he said about the players and what he said about the coach, me not agree with that. But a lot of it, it's like, I don't care. The ego things, that don't matter to me. I've dealt with, egotistical people. I know how they talk. I know that a part of that is what helps them perform. So I ain't really too worried about that. A lot of what he said, I say probably 70% of what he said was things we already knew. The Rooney comments, the comments about the legends, and where you talk about the current players and with Ten Hag, me not agree with that. By the end of the day, I don't care. I don't care. It's just that I feel like on a precedence level, he can't. Man U will look like a clown club if after this now him come back from World Cup, win, lose, draw, get knockout, and we say yes, dads go starting at the lineup. We look like an idiot.
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you this. Me gonna talk this make everybody here while I listen to the podcast. If Man U ever make this a man put on back another jersey and play for it, I will never watch another Man U game.
Well,
that's how serious it is for me, dad.
Well, we will hear what. We're not going to further. We're going to leave it right there. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, WhatsApp, Facebook, IG.
This was a lot of content.
Make sure you send it around. Anybody that needs a recap, I covered most of the bigger issues, as I said. We're upon iHeart, we're upon Apple, we're upon Spotify. Listen, share, interact. The 1AM IG is where you can catch me. We have a Twitter page. It's kind of dead, but not gonna lie. But share the thing. Share the vibes. I'm one here on the comments. How you feel about it? I asked a couple questions in there. Make sure I'll put that in the comment section as well. I'll try to get this on YouTube tomorrow so we can really interact on the comment section. But if not, go to the IG. I'm there. It's connected to my phone, so I can definitely answer some questions there. Any closing thoughts there, Edge, other than the fact that you said you're not watching no more game if Ronaldo in the colors again?
George Best, Eric Cantona, and David Beckham.
1AM Sports. Peace.